What's going on, guys? SeanEDawgz here with everything you need to know about getting the Damascus Camo in Modern Warfare in the absolute fastest way possible. I managed to get this in just over 8 days of playtime, and I need you guys to keep in mind two things. These are the two most important things that I'm going to say during the entire video. It may seem a little blunt, to be honest, but they're things that you have to hear. So in previous CODs, if you got the Black Sky Camo or the Dark Matter Camo or the Chrome Camo, whichever one, just the Master Camo in previous Call of Duties, take everything that you know about those camos and how you got them and throw it out the window, because this COD is nothing like those and it takes longer than the last 3 Call of Duty games combined. The second thing, you may not agree with me, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. If you suck at Call of Duty, you cannot and will not ever get the Damascus Camo. The reason for this is you need a whole lot of double kills with every single weapon in the game. You need to get 25 double kills or 50 double kills, whatever, depending on the weapon class. This even includes double kills for the riot shield and the combat knife. So good luck doing that. Have I scared all the 9-year-olds off yet? All right, good. Now that we're done with that, we can get into the actual video, the contents. I'm going to go about making this video in a progression system, as in you should use this gun first, then this one, and you keep going until you get to the end. Because if you don't follow a certain progression, and I don't think any Damascus Camo guide has said this, because they were all made pretty early on when the game first came out, nobody actually had it. But if you don't do it in a certain exact order, you're going to end up with like 3 or 4 challenges that are going to take just as long as the previous part of the grind. So first things first, you guys have it easy. You have Shoot House 24/7. Use that, exploit it to the fullest. That is by far the fastest way to get kills, in my opinion. Now, when I was going for this, there was no Shoot House 24/7. That didn't come about until 2 weeks into the game's life cycle. So what I'm about to say is, if they decide to ever take that out of the game and you have to go back to regular modes, I did 90%, pretty much all of the regular guns, all of my camo challenges in hardcore domination. I only played Gunrunner, St. Petrograd, Hackney Yard, and occasionally Ramaza. The other maps, they're just way too big and open. This gameplay actually ended up dropping a nuke, and I barely even knew the map. I've played Piccadilly under 10 times. This is just not a good map for doing challenges. There are a lot of places the enemy can be, a lot of camp spots. I almost got killed by a camper from behind there. It's just not conducive. If you're trying to go for camo challenges, you want to play the game mode where you can drop the most amount of kills in the least amount of time, because pretty much all of the challenges are kill based. That is the only thing that it records. It's the only thing it tracks. That should be the only thing that matters to you. So even though I'm saying Shoot House 24/7 might be the fastest, if you're not necessarily dropping a lot of kills in that game mode, but for whatever reason you drop a lot of kills in 10v10 Dom, then go ahead and play 10v10 Dom. So the hardest things that you're going to want to get out of the way first, you absolutely need to level up all of your rocket launchers and all of your melee weapons as soon as possible. The main reason for this, first I'll explain the launchers. There's a challenge that you have to destroy 75 ground streaks with every launcher. That challenge, it clearly wasn't thought out well or play tested. Nobody thought, this number's too high. You need to destroy 75 ground streaks with 4 different launchers, which is a grand total of 300 ground streaks. Now, the only ground streaks in the entire game are the sentry gun, the shield turret, the tank that people can call in, and the Wilson. And you know how rarely you see those? Well, good luck. You got to destroy 300 of them, 4 different launchers. Have fun. That's why I'm telling you to unlock that challenge first, just by leveling up your launcher. When I got this, the only way to actually level up your launchers was by getting kills. Kill streak destroys didn't count, so I had to sit in ground war, buy the ammo boxes, shoot all my rockets at an objective, go refill at the ammo box, rinse and repeat again and again. It takes less than 10 games, honestly, with each launcher if you're getting a decent amount of kills. If you play ground war a lot, you know, compared to regular matches, there isn't really any skill-based matchmaking in ground war, or at least it's not as strong, so you will get some free kills from time to time, and that makes some of the more difficult challenges a whole lot easier to complete. Now for the melee weapons, the riot shield and the knife, the double kills. You need 25 of them with the riot shield and 25 of them with the knife, and you have to level them up quite a bit just to even unlock that challenge. So you could do this 2 ways. Either run a regular weapon and have your knife as a secondary. You pull it out when you happen to be behind some people. Your dead silence is active. I personally love running dead silence because you get some free kills while using it. Maybe if you're using a gun that you struggle with, you might want to put the stopping power rounds on. give you a better chance in the gunfights. But you want to play to your strengths, because if you have a class that's just the riot shield and the combat knife and you're going 3 and 37, you're not really making any progress towards your camos. However, this is the second way to go about doing this. You can go ahead and make that class, because you guys have Shoot House 24/7. You'll have so many opportunities to get melee kills on that map. It's tiny, the spawns aren't all that great, and besides getting a lucky ground war lobby with a bunch of really bad players or players that aren't really watching their flank where you could get a lot of melee kills, Shoot House is by far your best bet. Okay, so you've gone out of your way to level up all of your launchers and both of your melee weapons. What's the point in doing this? Now, when you're playing and you use your dead silence and you happen to come up behind, oh look, 2 people. You switch to your knife or you switch to your riot shield that you have on an overkill class, you pull it out and you get your free kills, your free double kill, because you need 25 of them. They're actually pretty hard to get, especially the riot shield. Honestly, that's only even really possible in hardcore because it's a one-hit kill. Think about it, you have to hit someone twice with a shield to kill them. You know how hard it is to do that to 2 people? So ideally, here's what it looks like. You're in Shoot House 24/7 with your choice, whether you're on your ARs, your SMGs, your shotguns, your LMGs, or your marksman rifles for now. Your secondary is either a riot shield or a knife. You're using your regular weapon, just trying to farm kills with that, level the weapon up. You're getting your kills, your crouch kills, your mounted kills, your long shots, all of the various challenges. And at the same time, every time you get your dead silence, you go ahead and pop that, try to get lucky, get behind people. Oh look, there's 2 of them. You pull out your melee weapon, you get your easy double kill, 49 more to go. The only things that I would do that aren't Shoot House 24/7 on all these weapon classes that I just named, your ARs, SMGs, shotguns, LMGs, and marksman rifles, the instant you unlock the mounted kills challenge for that weapon and you're on Shoot House 24/7, unless you think that you're going to get a lot of mounted kills just sitting on that head glitch in the back of Shoot House, I would recommend going into 10v10 Dom and playing either Arklov Peak or Euphrates Bridge, and you just camp a lane while being mounted. It's not fun at all, but you can get a lot of mounted kills, so I would try out both strategies, see which one you're better at, or which one you're getting more kills in the least amount of time, because that's really all that matters. Now, I would jump into hardcore for the hipfire kills, as well as maybe headshots with certain weapons that you're struggling with, and quite literally all of the pistols, because some of them are a 3 or even a 4-shot kill sometimes, and they can be annoying to use in core, whereas in hardcore, they dominate because they have a very quick ADS time, and in most cases, they turn into a 1-shot kill. So even though you're running a riot shield or knife as your secondary, what I would do to maybe even speed up the launchers, even if you don't see any ground streaks, if you want to get a bunch of the aerial score streak destroys out of the way, anytime you hear or see something in the air, just kill yourself with your lethal and switch to a class with a launcher. So by this point, there's nothing really difficult besides double kills, and you'll already have ARs, SMGs, shotguns, LMGs, and pistols all done. And if you've been playing smart, you've been using your dead silence properly, you might even be done with your double kills on the riot shield and the knife. Now there is one more challenge for those 2 melee weapons that may seem difficult at first, and it's to get kills while you're injured. I did manage to find an easy way around this in hardcore because you don't regen health. So I would spawn in, I would throw a Molotov at the ground, and if you run through a section where the fires maybe not spread as much, or you jump the instant it ticks you for damage, as long as it only hits you for 1 tick of damage, you'll survive. If it hits you anymore, you do die. So I mean, you'll get the hang of it after you kill yourself a bunch with the Molotov, but you just got to get a kill after you've done that in the same life. Sure, it's inconvenient, but you don't really need that many of them, and there's only 2 melee weapons. So at this point, all you should have left are the snipers, and probably still the launchers with the 300 ground streak destroys, because that's just an absurd number, and you rarely see any of them. Now, I didn't end up doing snipers last because there would be times on this camo grind where I would just be burnt out and I would just sit back with the sniper. Maybe you don't want to wait till the end either, or you're going to have to snipe a whole lot at the very end with no other option of weapons to use. You might even want to try out Shoot House. Obviously, that's not the best map in the world for sniping, but you're going to have the most encounters on there, and even if you're taking a whole lot of deaths, if you're a good enough sniper, you might end up getting more kills in that than you would sitting back in Ground War. The challenges with the snipers aren't really any different from any of the other weapon classes. You just might have to play a little bit more passive because they have the slowest ADS times in the game. Now, if you guys would like me to go into more detail with more specific challenges for each of the weapon classes, I'm thinking about making videos, either one for each weapon class or one that just focuses on the hardest challenges overall, but I didn't really feel it was necessary to explain every single challenge in detail because some of them are literally just, oh, get crouch kills, get kills with no attachments, get kills with 5 attachments, and I didn't want to waste time on those. So the elephant in the room, the 300 ground streak destroys. The only way that I found to speed this up is for you and your favorite 5 buddies to all team up in a 6-man, and everyone runs care package and emergency airdrop, and you literally just throw them at the other team and you hope for the best. But besides that, there really is no easy way to go about doing those, and those are going to take you a very long time to complete. So good luck to those brave souls who are out there actually trying to get this Damascus Camo. It is definitely a grind, and you should probably think about the fact that it takes 8 days of playtime. I would plan accordingly whether or not I would go for this on how much free time you have, because that is no small commitment by any means, and I just got collateraled in that kill cam. So it's time to end the video. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to drop a like. Comment down below with any thoughts or questions you might have. And as always, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new for some more great videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.